Hello and welcome to Happy Foot, Sad Foot, your LAFC gateway drug and the only LAFC podcast that does this the whole season. No, there's plenty that do that. I'm Travis.
Oh no, I think we're out. We're out of things.
No, there's no chance. There's no chance.
That was
Go
Travis Elwick. I'm Darren Miller.
And I'm Vince LaRosa. And Darren Miller, I'm looking at the bottle of tequila that you had from 1800. It's now being broadcast on the board here. I know you've already given it back.
Yeah, they made me give it back.
Yeah.
No referencing streams I wasn't on. No referencing things I don't know about.
Oh no, Travis, you don't worry about it. It's another thing that Vince and I do. That's
Look,
just another thing that we.
Whatever
a separate
LAFC
thing.
gold relationship you've built, I don't want to know. I don't want to see that. Whatever. This is a polycule. You can't rub it in people's faces. Okay. Look, let's talk about the game. We won 1-0, a game that we maybe should have won 5 or 6-0.
Sure.
I kept thinking of Vince's word clinical. There was nothing really clinical about what was going on today in the final third, but we did dominate the entire game. So maybe there were clinical things in other ways. Vince, what was your experience at the game? And how much did you want to murder that referee when he called back that Giroud goal?
Yeah, referee was bad. I actually told my friend, I was like, we saw the ball go in the net. That's all that matters. Like, we saw Giroud score. I don't care if they don't count it.
It was a beautiful goal too.
You know what, though?
If it's cool, it counts.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, Travis. I thought, we dominated. I thought they were actually very good and sharp in the final third, but, sometimes the ball don't go in net.
That's not clinical then.
And sometimes when ball go in net, referees say no.
Ball go in net, referee's not French.
Frenchman does flip, though.
Frenchman does flip.
Ugh.
And they definitely played well. 1-0, and it was difficult towards the end because they couldn't close the game out. Those are things that obviously they'll look at, they'll want to do better at, because in the playoffs you don't want to be in nervy games like that. But it was probably the most energy we've seen in a game in a while, the most cohesive game we've seen in a while. Like, the passing was very on. I'll say this, even in games that they've won lately, they have not been creating big scoring chances, and I thought that they created multiple big scoring chances in quick succession too. So I was really happy to see that, because for the longest time, LAFC's been winning games and I've been like, they've just been kind of ugly, and we've been just kind of willing ourselves to win because we have better talent. This was a good game, and I don't want to talk too long, but there was a cool kind of fun wrinkle, tactical formation thing that they did that I don't know, I'd like to see more of it. And we can, like I said, I've been talking a while, so I don't want to.
Well, no, walk us through that. I assume it was Olivera in the midfield.
Midfield or wingback. He was just a very attacking wingback, and him.
Totally, that's what I assumed too. I knew that also.
Yeah, you wrote that down in your notes, right?
Yeah.
Wait, Darren, Did you read your notes for me?
I didn't write a single note down on this game.
Oh, okay. Well, because it's on because you got it.
I just have it all in here. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, no, he was listed as a forward, and honestly, I thought, because you see Hollingshead's on there, you see only 2 natural center backs. You're 4-3-3, standard stuff, and then immediately he was very deep, and I was like, there's no reason why we'd be man-marking Reed, which was their wider player out there. So it was really just a chance to allow him to get a running start into the space. He should have scored the header where he literally ran 20 yards in a flash and got there and just biffed it. I mean, in that moment, just head the ball down. Don't try to be cheeky with it. But it was very interesting because it gave them some solidity. It gave Bogusz this ability to kind of interpret the game from midfield and in the forward line. So the pressing was different. I just thought it was very interesting. If anyone has the wherewithal to watch it again, and they're a nerd like that, watch it. I think it's very fun, what they did with him, because again, he was a wing back, and to Travis's point, sometimes he was a wide midfielder, and then sometimes he was a forward. And I think he interpreted it very well. I mean, Darren, when we did, sorry, I got to bring up the stream, Travis, but we did a stream last game. And
so sorry to interrupt, but we have a super chat from Mikey, 1999. So sorry to interrupt. Don't know what that word means. Win is for Convincio. Look,
Oh,
we do need to mention the elephant in the room. We lost a good one today. Kavincho is not dead, but he is no longer going to be making MLS content, which means by proxy we win that poll because we came in second. Hey, Vince, can you
Right.
tell
Oh,
those
that's
people behind you to
interesting.
shut the fuck up?
no. They're scary. It's a lot
Thank
of
you so much for
children.
the super chat. $20 is crazy, Mikey. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikey. Do people know that Pepsi Plaza is a quiet zone?
Not
It's for
tonight.
studying. It's for studying only.
I'll tell you what, it's a school night, and there's a lot of children here. I don't know these derelict parents. It's just ridiculous.
Pepsi Plaza is a sacred space for this podcast.
It's
And
my
I want to
safe
say,
space.
I want to say thank you to Pepsi. Pepsi Cola is always there.
Here.
Miss Bones, welcome. Where's Mr. Bones? He's in the chat.
Mr. Bones is in the chat.
Miss Bones,
They're saying Mr. Bones is in the chat. I don't.
Oh, he's over there.
No, that's Mr. Bones. I'm looking at Mr. Bones.
Maybe he's in both places.
well, people have phones. Hello. Any happy feet or sad feet?
They asked if you had any happy fit or sad feet.
You know what? My ultimate. Okay, I don't even. The happy foot was Bouanga's goal. That was great. The sad foot was that freaking ref and that linesman. They're the worst. That ref pissed me off beyond belief. And that linesman, he should be leaving here like in an armored car. He needs a beat down in the parking lot.
Violence from Miss Bones. Spoken
My
like a
phone
true
is not for you
skeleton.
to do
Travis, you
repair
started this
thing.
live stream by talking about murdering the ref.
Well, I think she can't
They're
hear
not
what we're
anything.
saying.
Hold on. No. Okay, she just stole one of my earpieces, so now she can.
Okay. First of all, do you want to clarify? Do you want to cause physical harm to the referee?
I do, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
okay.
Correct.
It's on the record.
I won't, but I do.
Yes, the linesman is a good point because Dave Denholm was talking about that. The linesman made multiple calls that seemed on purpose incorrect. Like
was
things
criminal.
happened in
It
front
was
of them.
awful.
It's like, and I usually say that you hate the ref a lot at the game and not as much at home. At home, I was furious watching this game.
We were in section 111, and he was just like running up and down the side right
That's
in
his
front of
job.
us. And I know that's his
Okay.
job, but I wanted to like just scream at him the whole time. I was so irritated. That's my sad
What did talk about the Giroud offside? Okay, Mr. Bones. There's Mr. Bones.
There's Mr. Bones.
Red
Oh
card.
my God, you brought a red card.
A very
I
large
always
red
want-
card.
I have a question about those cards. Do you just bring them every game? I see them all the time.
Yeah, we just bring them.
They're just in your car.
They're yeah, permanent
He-
fixture in the car.
Mr. Bones has very large back pockets.
He's got a
Is
clear
Mr.
bag
Bones
full
not
of
want to be on
cards.
camera?
The laminate material is a clear bag.
No, Mr. Bones, you can come on camera.
He's been filming us. It's been this weird meta thing that we're doing. Where
It's
like
good for the
people and
documentary.
people- Yeah.
He's the Instagram husband.
Oh, so sorry to interrupt. Daniel says Travis seems like a person who would vacation at the White Lotus, and Darren's voice would be heard on a phone call. Honestly,
Wow.
a compliment. Thank you. Uh,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
going to make that kind of long distance call. I don't know.
What is Darren's voice would be heard on a phone call?
I mean, he does have a great, like, booming voice.
I think it's
Miss
more
Bones,
like I'm
I need
nowhere
you to
near
move.
that resort.
Miss Bones, I need you to move to the other side of Jeff, please, because he's picking up the microphone and we can't hear.
Did you
Now
say
talking
Jeff?
to his ear.
By the way, my name
want me to
my
talk
name
into
is not
Jeff's
my
ear?
name
Yeah.
is not Jeff.
Go to Jeff Talk.
Wow.
Find Jeff Talk wherever you.
Wait, what?
Wow. This is getting
She's like
crazy.
completely out of screen now.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay,
let's talk about.
You can't. Hold on. Yeah, what's going on here?
Okay, well, we can't hear. Thank you, Miss Bones, for being here. We can't on that side.
Sorry.
We can still hear, I
Okay.
think.
Thank
We're
you.
getting
This is our new
complaint-
way to do callers, where people literally show up,
We're just hunting
take my earphone, and then we do it that way.
Wait, people want Miss Bones back.
Oh, they're saying bring Miss Bones back.
down.
Yeah, well, guess what? Now
Miss-
you got Mr. Bones, so fuck all you that just wanted her in there.
I think everybody was into both of them being on there.
Bye.
Thank you to the
Travis
Bones
really
family.
living by all bald people look the same. I just made a mistake. Sometimes people make mistakes, Anush.
Yeah, but like I'm the guy. I'm your guy, man. Why would you do that to me?
My mom calls me Doug all the time. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. I'm just hurt.
Ear infection
boy.
coming soon.
For who though?
Yeah, you swap infections.
Yeah, now it's back in my ear.
Miss Bones, thank you, Daniel, for the super chat. Miss Bones, bad confession. Vancouver is overrated. I don't know. I don't get it,
The
Daniel.
team? Or
We're
the
losing the
team?
thread.
Is it
Vanity
walkable?
Sartini. Vince out. Look, we got another person waiting to come on, and he's
Yeah,
dressed
bring them
in
on before I actually do have to get out of here. Come on.
in Convincho's finest. Please welcome LAFC Luke. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
Go find
Love that.
Vince.
Oh, I know. I'm already past him.
You're well on the other side of the sign center. It looks like.
Yeah, we're walking alongside one of those shitty cyber trucks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no.
Unless it's the one listener that has it. The one listener that has one, that one's cool.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
If
Hey,
you're a half
hey,
a seven
hey,
listener
Vince.
and you have a
Hey,
Cybertruck, yours and yours alone is cool.
Hey,
There's one,
Vince.
Darren, and we made fun of it already.
Okay.
What?
Hey Vince, how the hell was that goal offside?
You can ask Travis and Darren. I texted them while in the stadium.
I
So-
think
you tell me
I think what they're
anything?
saying is that Bouanga didn't actually touch the ball. So when the pass theoretically to him started, Giroud
To
happened to be
Giroud?
offside
Was he?
for like a
He was a little bit off,
barely
and then
for
Andrew,
like half a second. It was
Andrew
like they
Wiebe, my
Sorry,
good
go
friend, called it an easy call,
Oh,
which
fuck
is
Andrew
okay.
Wiebe. Fuck Andrew
Okay.
Wiebe.
I didn't say it, but if you want to say it again, you're more than welcome to say it.
Fuck
20
Andrew
minutes of
Wiebe.
Oh my god. I think it's crazy that first of all, I don't think the lineman put up a flag at all.
Didn't.
The ref didn't
By the
go
way,
and look
stop
at the
gendering
screen.
these
He
people.
didn't
It's an
explain
assistant referee. It can be a woman.
what? Okay.
Lines person.
Assistant referee. I don't know. Line person.
What is
There's only one
happening?
line? I don't
It's
know.
assistant
So-
referee. It actually is assistant referee.
Okay, the assistant referee.
The assistant lady referee didn't put. Darren, go ahead.
They didn't raise anything. He didn't go to the ref didn't go to the screen to look at anything. He didn't announce or explain anything. But when it all unravels, it seemed like some kind of extremely thorough and intricate and specific investigation was launched in the booth over VAR that was like way beyond what is ever done in any other situation. That's like, where has that been? I don't know. It was like it got and to the point where it was like technically, I guess he was offside in that very specific circumstance, but no one would have minded that the call was like technically wrong in the end. I don't know.
So if Denny had touched it with his toe, which he made
would've been
like he
onside.
would've, it would have been onside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Ah. Okay. All right.
Don't
So
you
look,
love this game? Don't you love this game, Luke?
What about the handball? What about that bullshit?
I mean, the handballs, I think if you watched also the Columbus game, it just feels like there's
no consistency.
There's no consistency.
Yeah.
It's part of the problem with handballs.
Like,
right?
A similar one got called in the Juventus game that to be fair, I didn't think was a handball.
Is that
in
an
the
MLS
Juventus game, but
team?
I really
And
wanted it
literally-
to happen in this game.
What's your
Last year, Carlos Vela had a goal wiped off by touching the ball on his sleeve when he trapped the ball down, and this
Yeah.
time touching the ball in the sleeve in the box. Cool, not a problem.
Yeah, it was such a like. I don't know if they showed the replay in the stadium, but like
They did.
while his elbow did like move outwards,
He was flailing around.
He was trying to protect his face, which is the argument they made on television, but it was very obviously an unnatural hit. It was a confusing. I mean, we got the 3 points. Let's ignore all this
Yeah.
bullshit. We should have scored more.
Look.
People-
Let's ignore the bullshit, but we got to call the bullshit for what it is. My happy foot.
Thank you for getting the
definitely-
show back on track.
Definitely Denny Bouanga, for obvious reasons. He was looking pretty good. He had a couple soft turnovers, but for the most part, dude was on. So I was happy to see that. My sad foot is probably, sorry to say it, Tim Tillman. There were a couple turnovers that
The
I
hair?
saw. And look, I was having a hard time watching the game because I was in the north end. But I saw a few moments where I was like, Timmy, come on, man. But I did like the new hairdo. I thought that was rocking.
I'm on board with the hairdo. I think your analysis is correct for all of that. I mean, Tillman, I have goodwill towards Tillman forever, so he can have a bad rest of the season no matter what. But yes, it was a bit rough of a game from Timothy. Thank you so much for calling,
Thanks,
Luke.
guys.
I want to get a few
Yeah.
little bit. Okay, goodbye. I don't know why I was justifying it. We all know the format of the show at this point.
Well, I think I'm gonna follow Luke because I got.
I was gonna say, any happy
By the
feet
way,
or sad feet you want to give
it-
before we
It smells too good.
get that hot dog.
Happy Foot was definitely just the energy from the entire team. Like they were cohesive. They had a plan. They really stuck to it. They just weren't able to finish. And I guess, the sad foot was like, you should have had more goals. They should have finished more. I mean, Olivera should have scored. But I'll be honest, like even like you guys, I know Tillman some giveaways, but like he was trying some risky passes and there's really no other passers in the team. So I cut him a little bit of a break, although he does still give up the ball in some moments, just like O'Brien, where like you're like, bro, the guy's right behind you. Don't hold the ball in that moment. But I thought he was pretty good.
Oh, who's that right
now-
there?
And now Carlos is behind me, but he doesn't have my jersey.
What?
Probably.
Oh my God!
I literally was thinking that when I saw the live stream. I'm like, the dad don't bring the jersey, you're here.
Well, I'm glad I'm about to hop off. So Carlos is here, and I'm about to hop off.
All right.
Carlos, good to see you.
Yeah, we're live.
What's up, bud?
Don't be scared.
Hey, come on. You got to follow up.
Don't be scared. Dive on in with the Girth Master.
No, that's gonna scare them.
Oh, shit.
That's scary.
All right.
Okay.
All right, boys. I
Safe
love
travels,
you.
Vince.
Love you, Vince.
Love you. Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Not everybody else yet. We're still here.
He left before we even kicked him off.
Wow.
That's how much he wanted to go. There was a super chat we didn't get to. Daniel says, guys, nothing matters. 3 points off to Saturday. That I read it before I said it out loud, Daniel, and it got me to say it out loud because it is something I had to remember as I was getting angry at the ref. 3 points. We're still in second place in a very tight table, may I say.
The table's tight.
Table.
It's a tight table.
And it is so tight that
How
we
tight
could,
is it?
I think, be in sixth place still in the playoffs. Like it is, our range is still, we could still mathematically get to first. Darren, I do want to bring up this comment from Andrew Bauer because
Sure.
as we all know, Miami clinched the Shield tonight, and you've been saying that you would give up hope when the Shield is officially won by a team. Do you still have hope that we won the Supporter Shield after reading Andrew's comment, if you want to read it out loud?
Sure. Andrew Bauer states, for the record, we'll call it Exhibit A. Darren, technically Miami could theoretically get a points deduction before the end of the season in theory. There's a technically, a theoretically, and an in theory in that sentence. Is that so have we really been mathematically eliminated from the Shield yet? I think it's a great point. It's really food for thought for everyone to start really mulling over in their heads. Sure, Miami might have put out their press release about winning the Supporter Shield, but I'm not seeing any sort of official statement. Perhaps it's given and revoked in the event of a points deduction and being surpassed by another team.
We don't
But as far as
know
I'm
if they've been
concerned-
using drones. We don't know if they've been breaking any sort of rules. They could lose these points by the end of the season. I think it's a great point.
They could lose all of them. They could lose 20 points. We don't know.
I think every team besides our team is probably using drones, and they're all going to get all of their points wiped away.
And when you think about it, when you really get down to the essence of it, like what is math really? Right?
That one I'm having trouble following you with,
Yeah. I think we're all having trouble following it. That's because maybe it's not really rooted in anything that we should be trusting every single time, like so consistently. It's just something to think about, guys. It's just something to think about. I'm saying, like, we could win out. We could win all the rest of our matches. That's what's in our control. So that's what I'm focused on. And then we'll see where the chips fall, because it's hard to tell at this point where we are now between now and the end of the season. You're just trying to predict the future. That's all I'm saying. We're not trying to be psychic here.
Well, look, even if we don't win the Supporter Shield, I do think we need to talk about just how tight that table is, because it's a tight table.
It's a tight
It
table.
is a tight table.
Table is tight.
The table is tight. If you think the table is tight, say tight table in the chat.
Let us know if you think the table's tight.
Here's, as of tonight, this is what the table looks like. Okay, I'm pulling up.
My guess is going to be that you're going to see that it's tight.
Okay, I'm looking at the Western Conference, and it is quite tight. So the LA Galaxy have 61 with it. We have a game in hand on them. We cannot reach them with our one game in hand, right? They have 61. We're 6 points below them at 55. So they keep coming back in the second half, and it's something that we have to look at if we're going to play them again in the playoffs. They're very good second half team. They're at 61. Then it gets tight, right? 55 for us in second with a game in hand. Then 53 for Seattle, who somehow is in third place despite their season. Salt Lake tied at 53. They also have a tied goal differential, which is interesting. Seattle has more wins than Salt Lake, which is why they're considered above them. Houston then is at 51. Only 4 points behind us is fifth place. And 50 Colorado, who were in second place when they were leading the Galaxy earlier in the night, is now down in sixth place. So with 3 games left in the season, we could theoretically, I think, drop to sixth place. Maybe even worse because Vancouver is at 47. I mean, we couldn't get to 7. So sixth is the furthest we could drop. But sixth is pretty bad.
And as we discussed, it's also possible that we end up with supporter shield. So
yes, that is true. We could still get
anything's possible, really. I mean, everything's up in the air. That's how tight the table is, really.
Yeah.
It's just really tight. Yeah.
I thank you for letting us know in the chat that you think the table's tight. I want to make sure that we were correct.
We definitely we threw a lot of those up on the chat, and those, Travis, thank you for those. Were definitely numbers and names of teams, so thank you for that.
And I could tell you were really paying attention as I was saying them out loud.
And I'm able to. But the way that my brain works, it's possible for me to understand a word of that. So
Luke wants to know, Travis, why do you keep fantasizing about us losing games to teams no longer in playoff contention? Anxiety. I don't know if you've heard of clinical anxiety, but it is a mental illness that
not
many
quite exactly
people
the same
have.
as your garden variety anxiety.
And I would say it's clinical anxiety. Some things are clinical and some things aren't. LAFC in the final third, not clinical.
Not as clinical.
My anxiety, clinical. It really gets the job done.
Of course, all subjective, because I think Vince did say he thought they did perform pretty well.
Cloudy Summer Days brings a good point up. Because we didn't sign Messi, should Dolo be fired as a coach?
That's an interesting point. Yeah. Dolo got a yellow card tonight too. So like he's really also like a loose cannon. I don't know if we can even, like what's he doing out there?
Yeah, Dolo was I would say the ref was Dolo out for sure. The ref really wanted to get burnt to death. God damn it. Not saying that out loud. I know. Okay, so I have a bunch of happy feet and sad feet. I haven't said one happy foot I want to acknowledge right off the bat. Patreon subscriber and our friend Kai set up a Discord to try out tonight, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing the match thread
Thank you, Kai.
on the Discord. So thank you for setting up a whole fucking Discord. We'll see how it goes. We'll feel it out. It was really it was so many more features than the Patreon chat. Just want to say, but it was very cool. Thank you for setting it up. Again, our listeners set up a meetup. Now they're setting us up a Discord. You people are incredible. So thank you for being
thank you so much.
Incredible listeners. Let me pull up my notes and not the table. Right off the bat in the beginning, incredible pass from Campos to Olivera. Olivera missed the header. We don't need to talk about that, but it was a beautiful pass to find Olivera.
Yep.
Bouanga's Bouanga blast, which was a pure Bouanga blast. Obviously a happy foot.
We were due for one.
A missed happy foot from that moment is Giroud's back heel, which starts the whole possession. The second time he's done that this season, I think, if not the third. Longer?
More. I feel like I'm seeing that has become a staple. I have been able to track his frustratingly gradual progression on the team, along with those little tiny passes. He keeps extending plays that become legitimate chances only because he does that. I think he's at least once a game since he's been with the team, and a few times more. That is a thing that he has brought to the team that's like impressive every time I see it, and I don't see it at that level from anyone in MLS. I'll say, like, that's the thing that I see him doing. That's just like, oh, he is on the other level that everyone has said. It's not like in any way something to be that frustrated by overall. The fact that he's taking like some time. And we're taking time to find him. Like he is who everyone says he is because
yes, and you saw it, and you saw it in the goal, right? That got called back. Like that small little touch it cannot be done by many players, and it was a very beautiful.
It's incredible.
It's
honestly.
so frustrating that goal got called back because he needs to score that first MLS one, and it was such a nice one. I think that's his second MLS goal that's been called back for offsides. So it's getting there. I think we're figuring out how to work with him. We should stop being so hard on the team about not being able to find him. William Lamb has a super chat. Great win, yet bummed for Olivier's goal despite the offside. Thank you so much, William, for the $4.99 super chat. Yeah, I mean, it really is the cloud over these 3 points, right? Is that we, one, knew we should have had more goals, and two, like, we just got to get him in to find the back of the net. And that was such a nice goal.
Yeah,
and it was such a close call. And it wasn't even called by the fucking linesman. That's what makes me so fucking angry. But thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Bones says she has a new happy foot and sad foot, but then didn't follow up. I didn't know that the AirPods only have mics from one side. I learned that tonight. Vince's right side had the mic.
I think it's actually a thing that you can set.
Oh,
you can set in the phone that it's either one or both, or like it adapts automatically. So it depends on what people have in their settings.
A lot of people saying Olivera's beard as a sad foot, and sometimes it just takes a little bit to come in, right? Like it comes in uneven. I shave my beard more than I shave my mustache, or trim it, because my mustache takes longer to grow. But now that it's here, quite full, it just takes longer. But if I was to shave it all at the same time, it would take longer. And I would look like I just had a chin strap. So just give it a little bit. Maybe Olivera wants to learn from Olivier. Olivera. Another happy foot, Tillman's new look. Great happy foot. Tillman did destroy a man's penis tonight. That man will no longer have a penis. He hit him really hard in the penis, and Tillman is
free vasectomy.
Tillman took care of the man's penis tonight. So Tillman scored with his penis earlier in the season and now destroyed another man's penis. So that's net 0 penises from Timothy Tillman.
But there's something about the fact that he did the latter with that hair that
it feels more intentional.
With that Spring Breakers hair.
I feel like I say this every week now. Maxime Chanot, especially with Sergi Palencia not there, Chanot, his consistency. Murillo clearly is out for a while in street clothes in the crowd. Chanot is just so fucking consistent. Yeah. He blocked like 3 or 4 shots. He's the reason St. Louis didn't have any shots on goal tonight. Literally was Maxime Chanot. I think Campos blocked a shot as well, but I can't get enough of Maxime Chanot on this team.
He also blatantly and purposely just took a yellow card without even thinking twice when he knew it was the right move to make. When it was like, I take a yellow card or this guy has a really good chance on goal, I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
It was like, no problem. And he still like did not need to hold back after that.
I also want to say a happy foot. I guess it's an athlete's foot. I would only have said this if we won the game. Their goalie, Lunt, their backup goalie, is really good. I know Berkey is the star of the show.
He made some really impressive saves.
It was great.
That volley from Bouanga was like really should have gone in.
Yeah.
I was really impressed that he made that save.
Just going through some sad feet that there was a moment where, I mean, Denny does this once a game. He tried to dribble through 4 people. That's not really a sad foot. It's just the fact of life.
It was funny. They showed, he was the man of the match, and they showed like a highlight reel from him. And until they showed the goal, it was like a bunch of just chances that didn't convert. And it's like, this is the best player of the match, just not scoring. But then the more they showed of it, it's like, well, look, you got a guy on your team who's like putting this many good chances on net. That's what you want.
Yeah. One final sad foot that I think is maybe not a sad foot. It shows progression for my good friend Martinez, who I think has been really solid the last few games, and we gave him so much shit. I want to make sure that we give him some positives, but this is a sad foot because it shows progression, but it's not all the way there. So he turned over the ball, which happens, and David Martinez earlier in the season would not run back. He would be upset. Tonight, he ran back. He got real close to stealing the ball, didn't take the ball back. The other guy fell over. It looked like maybe hit his hand or something. David Martinez then stopped and complained to the ref as that guy kept running. So he did run back. He tried to make the play. And then when he failed to make the play, that's when he complained to the ref. So it's
good.
a real
That's
progression
step
from
forward.
Davi Martinez.
We're talking about. I feel like Giroud seems to have some kind of weird ceiling at like only taking one step forward in his progress each match, and I think we have to be okay with that. And if that's the case, you can only be okay with that for Martinez too, a far inferior player, may I say, to Olivier Giroud.
You can't say that. They're very different in age. It's like 2 decades apart. You know,
So
I think
I'll find out more about what Giroud was like at that age, and we can compare them at that point.
A super chat coming in from Jason, $10. People going big in the super chats after a win.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Jason says, hey guys, long time, first time, I guess maybe first time super chat. You're always hanging out. The third kit vibes are strong and undeniable. Dare I say playoff strong, as in our go-to playoff kit. I'll hang up and listen to your answer. I see. Just doing the bit from a call. Didn't need to read too much into it. So thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Jason.
I love those third kits. Now that we have limited number of games, I am sort of like, let's get or is he talking about us? No, I think our go-to playoff kit. I think he means the kit you're wearing. I thought you meant you were saying
I'm wearing the kit.
Show me your kit, Darren.
Thanks.
Show me the kit. So we all know the smokescreen kit isn't ideal, but we only have a couple more weeks with it. So maybe we should enjoy it. But when we get to the playoffs, hopefully we'll only have to play 1 or 2 away games. My hope is that the Galaxy lose early in the playoffs. We're number 2, and then we get home field until we have to go to Miami. And I got to say, a final in Miami sounds great. If you guys want to go to Miami, I would very happily go to Miami and not Columbus. I'll say that.
Miami, Columbus.
One city known for its cocaine, another city known for its cocaine or its fentanyl infested cocaine.
I think, the demand is just for fentanyl at this point. In one of those places. Not that that's a good thing or something to laugh about.
Yeah.
I think that's a great answer on the
Everyone
kids.
buy Narcan is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that's a really great answer on the kits. Already underrated, I'll say, because it's not about what kits we should wear. It's about what kits we have to wear due to our seed and whether or not we have home field advantage.
Yeah, and I think we just got to hope that the Galaxy fucking choke and we don't have to go to I really don't want to play in Carson in the playoffs.
Already in progress. Me hoping the Galaxy chokes. That is always, I have that permanently locked in.
I also think we just need to say we're back. We're back. We won the US Open Cup. We're back. We're winning the games that we need to win. We're not playing as crisply as we need to. But like winning in Cincinnati, hanging out on LAFC gold. Everything's coming up LAFC. I think we missed some comments while I was reading my stuff. Harper was on the Jumbotron. I want to see that movie. Will Ferrell's friend Harper. Darren and I used to work for Harper at Funny or Die. Harper,
a hero, a comedy writing hero.
I truly like former head writer of SNL. My parents came to visit when I was working at Funny or Die, and Harper stopped them to tell them how good of a writer I was. And I didn't even know that Harper really knew who I was, and like went out of her way to compliment me to my parents in a way that they knew would be meaningful to both my parents and to me. And I will defend Harper until the day that I die because of that. So I'm happy that she was there. And you knew her. Is she still at Funny or Die?
No.
Oh, okay.
But was, a staple for a long time and wrote some of my favorite things ever written.
Yeah.
Like
For people,
I think I was like shy around her at Funny or Die because I was like scared because
I was scared of her too. Yeah.
Like I was like, oh shit, you wrote Spoils of Babylon. Like
also was Will Ferrell's writer at the height of Will Ferrell at SNL.
I think that's really the main thing to say is like a lot of the thing. Will Ferrell is obviously at the height of comedy for a lot of people in generational talent that a lot of how good Will Ferrell is because of Harper.
Yeah. The documentary I think is called Will and Harper. It's coming out. It's out on Netflix now. I want to watch it. Oh wait, I teased Miss Bones about not giving happy feet, it's sad feet. Then she gave Martinez getting cheeky in the box. Yeah, there was that moment where he just stopped with the ball at one point. I love the confidence. And now that he's scored a few times, I'm fully on board. Sad foot, Olivera ducking under an easy goal. We've given Olivera a good amount of hard time tonight. I think I didn't watch the Cincinnati game. I think Olivera is part of the reason we won US Open Cup. So I'm not going to give him too hard of a time, but go ahead, Darren.
I was going to say, maybe this is progress, because I think when Olivera first came to the team, we gave him a hard time for a while because he wasn't there yet. And then he kind of came around, he grew, and he came into his own, and we've been giving him his flowers. And now I think it is progress that we can give him shit in the context of knowing he's still good.
Yes. In the way that we can give Bouanga shit when he tries to.
He hasn't lost it. He's just like, that wasn't his game. Yeah. Look, every now and again, we always, like, all the time, it's just like Bouanga had a bad game tonight, but he's still the one of the best players in the league, one of the best players we've ever had, arguably better than that in both cases.
This is a comment that I missed. Murray supposedly coming back next week per Kim. That's great if that's true. I mean, seeing him in street clothes always makes me worried, but I guess he's going to be in street clothes, right? Having Murray back plus Carlos, plus, we also have Marlon now. I mean, the team at full strength going to the playoffs. We now, something that we can discuss this Saturday from there on out, 1 game a week until the season's over.
Oh, so is that true?
We're done with the midweek games. And I don't think in the playoffs they do 2 games in a week, especially when you're a higher seed.
Yeah, I think they do. It's a 3-game series.
Oh, right, the series. But oh no, we wouldn't get a bye if we're second. Fuck. Well, okay.
Guys, just check the schedule. We're not Google.com.
Yes, Jesse P says, wait, we won the Open Cup, best trophy in American soccer? Yes, the only trophy that matters, as you know.
That's right. The U.S. Open Cup, we are the champions. We won in the finals. That's the last game. We are the champions of the U.S. Open Cup. We have the U.S. Open Cup now. It's one of the many pieces of hardware that we have as a team in our short history. Mm-hmm. Once again, the U.S. Open Cup, the winners of the U.S. Open Cup for 2024 is us, LAFC. So. Was my mic on for that? We won the U.S. Open Cup.
I heard you. I was just reminiscing about how much the U.S. Open Cup means to me in my childhood, and how every year I would say, "Dear God, one day I hope my team, which will be in Los Angeles, even though I grew up in Connecticut, I will hope my Los Angeles team will win the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, the only tournament that matters."
And when I was making those prayers myself, even though I didn't pray ever, I was always thinking,
Happy New Year, Darren.
Other cups. Oh, thank you. There will be other cups. There will be other tournaments that don't yet exist, but will in the future, and will be inferior to the U.S. Open Cup. And it's always important to know that these prayers are for that cup specifically. So it's just really a dream come true, I'm sure, for everyone.
Kim clarifies the Murillo thing was on Twitter. Someone said the commentator said it. Great. Cool. I was listening to Dave Denholm, so I didn't.
For the record, you were enough of a qualified source for us.
I do feel like you're correcting us in ways that are always very helpful. So keep doing it. Founders Club tonight, 7 beers in, Joel. Okay. Yeah. Have fun. I hope you're not driving.
Or is he saying that was Murray?
oh, Murray. That's cool. That's cool if that's true.
Either way, congrats.
Palencia also in street clothes. On yellow card accumulation. Yes. Ilie was not there. Did anyone in the chat hear anything about what was going on with Ilie? Just some rest? Was he injured?
Hope so. That guy never gets rest.
Yeah.
The ratio of probably needing rest to getting rest is way off with Ilie.
And us, I would say.
I mean, that's my life, brother.
You more so than me, but I complain about it more. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. You're just better at articulating it in a way that sounds reasonable.
And I'm deeply entitled.
I wouldn't say that, but you did. So people can take whatever they want.
People can say whatever they want about Andrew Wiebe in the chat. I'm not going to say it, but if you want to say literally anything you want about Andrew Wiebe,
it's weird for us to police you, honestly. Like, why would we get in the way of your free speech?
Honestly, I would never police your free speech when it comes to Andrew Wiebe. You could say anything you want.
We're basically X.com.
We're basically X.com, whereas when we say something, you're just going to see 4 photos of naked women and then AI photos of Elon Musk looking hot. And for some reason, your brain is wired so you can't stop going to the website, even though it absolutely doesn't work anymore.
We can only hope to be all of that.
Super chat from Mikey.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Mikey, for the $9.99 super chat. Can we get a Travis Catholic prayer for the Open Cup? Let me see if I wrote it down anywhere. I had a full. Why don't we end the show with it so people don't have to listen to me doing a full prayer to our one true God, Lamar Hunt.
You know, that now that I remember, now that I look back and I think about it, that was what those prayers were when I was a child. I was praying to Lamar Hunt.
Yeah, the one true God. Leonardo says, win 2 more and stay in the LA metro area to the finals. Everything else is gravy. Great point. And again, I think we all want to win the MLS Cup. I think we all know talent-wise at the moment, we are below Columbus and Miami. I think winning the MLS Cup would be incredible. I think we should still hope that that's going to happen. But it feels a little bit different than the last 2 years where I felt like I was assuming we would win those cups, right? And we learned that we were worse than Columbus that game. We've learned this season we continue to be worse than Columbus. Obviously want to win MLS Cup, but I think practically going into that game, if we could make it to MLS Cup for the 3rd season in a row, that would be wild, especially I don't know. I think we're the best team in the West, even though the Galaxy keep doing that to us. Andrew Wiebe does not grow the game. Thank you for bringing that up. I didn't say it, but thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, boy.
Is this the longest post game in Half Us Have a History? No, we're at 40 minutes.
We've
done over an hour. Danny really hates what we're doing.
We've done a feature film, okay?
Andrew Wiebe wears socks and his sandals. Yeah. I mean, and not in the cool way that like young people do it, right? It's like in the way that you could tell he doesn't know. He hasn't gone through any of the cycle.
And that's why he's not wearing socks with his dress shoes on the broadcasts.
Yeah, they're sweaty from. And again, I didn't say this about Andrew Wiebe. The chat is.
We're just connecting the dots of other people's logic that they're trying to say. We're trying to explain for some viewers what other viewers are saying. We're just middlemen here.
Andrew Wiebe has sex with socks on. I haven't
know.
spoken.
That's hearsay. That's allegedly.
Look,
we should be talking.
People in the chat are saying it. I'm not saying it, but people in the chat are saying it. Andrew, okay. This is the last.
He is saying that Andrew Wiebe does
wear socks.
He gets it.
Yeah, and that's the part of that I don't believe. I
don't know if this is a good road to be going down.
Okay, yeah, we're done with this. We're as we collect that Taylor Twellman Apple TV check for doing that roast, we're just going after
the slander segment of this episode is brought to you by Topic.
Do we know about the top of his head? He's too tall.
I want to say overall tonight,
Bring it back.
think
Here we go.
There's overall. I was just talking about Andrew Wiebe. No, it's interesting to see like nuanced disagreement about the form tonight in general. I feel like people were like, "No, that was sloppy. No, that was clean." Obviously, I think one thing everyone seems to agree on is that we probably should have had more goals. I think there is still disagreement on whether or not like we earned those more goals or we should have just gotten luckier or what. But what struck me about the experience of watching it is that like I didn't doubt the win at any point. I wasn't worried, and that's not a feeling like at this point in the season we're back in good form and we're still exhausted. We're still stretched thin. I don't know how much better it was going to get at this point. Like, I don't need it to be much better than that. I still want it to be better than that, like, come playoff time. But that's the trajectory they seem to be on. So I'm happy.
And winning games sort of ugly does feel like Steve Cherundolo ball, right? Like I know that's what gets people annoyed with him a lot of the time, right? Is that it seems like we should be winning in a prettier way or a different way, but we're still getting the 3 points. And I don't give a shit how we win as long as we win. And I think like that Open Cup game is a good example, right? We won a fucking trophy. while the game was going on, and even in the immediate aftermath, people were really angry still at Steve Cherundolo for how we played and how we shouldn't have won. And then as the days went on, we remembered that we won a fucking trophy, and no one has said Dolo out in 2 weeks now. Why? Because winning that one game leads to more winning in other games. It's a mentality thing. And it's why I talk so much about like the mentality and emotions that players are going through, is because sports half the time just have to do with whether or not you're feeling it. Like there is such a thing as like being in the zone. And when a team feels like they're winning, they will win more games. When the team feels like winning is inevitable, they will win more games. And it doesn't matter how we win as long as we do it. And that'll lead to more winning. And that's sports, baby.
That is sports, baby. The thing that I always hang my hat on with Dolo and why I've always been kind of like on his side is that when you listen to him talk about what's going to win, what it is that it will take to win, both before the game and after the game, in hindsight, he always ends up being like, he ends up being right. Like he ends up being vindicated. Like when they end up doing what he said they should have done the next game, they win.
Yeah.
Like his math always works out. He was like, I really want us to improve in this way and this way, and I want us to be doing this more. And then they don't do it and they don't win, and they do it and they win. And I don't know. I think his intentions are always trustworthy, and that is not everything at all, but it is a useful thing to be tracking.
I think that's right. And like people are just going to feel better. We're on a 3-game winning streak. We have a schedule that we should do well against. I never feel confident, as Luke knows.
It's nice to have this kind of a schedule at the end of the season.
We have a game on Saturday, then we have a game each weekend, no more midweek games for the rest of the year. And they're all against teams that I feel like, some are on the road. SKC is going to really want to beat us this Saturday.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they'll play without Cavincho.
I was going to ask that. If Cavincho is retiring and is no longer doing watch-alongs or out there for the team, what is the team at this point? He's the only one I'm really aware of or care about.
I did like their fans, but I do think that they'll all go away when Cavincho leaves, right? I feel like they're mainly Cavincho fans.
I would assume they're Cavincho fans, not SKC fans. That's what should be the case.
Of course.
So I don't know. That to me, the team's in disarray at this point as of today. And the 1-2 punch
as of today.
The 1-2 punch of losing to LAFC in the U.S. Open Cup final, which again, as an aside, I'll say made LAFC the U.S. Open Cup champions.
Mm-hmm. And is that tournament important to her?
It's the only thing that is important.
Okay, great. Just wanted to.
So the 1-2 punch of that, and then losing Cavincho. If you're SKC, I don't know what's left. I don't. So we'll find out, I guess.
We do have a super chat, Darren, if you want to read it.
Oh. Efrain Benitez. Thank you so much for the super chat, $10. Just tuned in. What'd I miss? Okay, so Vince started out, he was in Pepsi Plaza.
Someone was saying hot dog behind him.
That's right. He was interested in a hot dog.
For a lot of
kids.
He
didn't say it out loud, but he was showing the hot dog stand a lot. So it was like, I think Vince wants a hot dog.
Miss Bones did show up behind Vince.
As did Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones was there as well. Miss Bones was on the side of Vince that didn't have the microphone, so it was sometimes hard to hear her. I told her to go to the other ear. She didn't like that. And then I told her to leave, which was not kind of me. Then LAFC Luke came on. And what happened after that?
Well, he gave a solid happy foot and sad foot as usual.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. I don't want to not do it justice.
Should we just go back and read all the comments? I feel like we could just start at the top and read all the comments.
Reading, that's a good idea.
Okay, so let me go right to the top. It doesn't let me scroll all the way up. I
can. Okay, sad foot, Olivera's beard. That was a good one. Yep. Let's go. That was too close. That's actually from Mr. Bones. If you're still following along here, so you can connect those dots. Jason made a good point. Would love to see more chemistry in the final third heading into the playoffs. That was actually an interesting. That was what I was referring to recently.
I think. Look,
Vince.
Why don't we just start the stream over? Okay.
Should we do that? Okay.
Hello and welcome to Happy Foot Sad Foot, your LAFC gateway drug, and the only LAFC podcast that I think
we're out. We're out of those.
Game. Many podcasts.
A lot of podcasts do that. I don't think we have any of these.
This is only funny
left.
to people who were here at the beginning when that's exactly what we said.
Still presumptuous, though. What else?
Look, Talk asleep? We haven't seen Jeff talk. Interesting.
But earlier, I thought Daniel made the comment. He had a super chat that was like, "Nothing matters. 3 points. On to the next." That was very Talkian.
Yes.
Talkian vibes with that comment.
Oh yeah, Burn to Death did say I love LAFC drugs earlier, so I'm glad that we're getting that comment again.
Good.
Look, this is Juan Vargas. Happy Foot Sad for collab. When we love Juan. Anytime Juan wants to work with us, we're happy.
We simp for Juan.
Talk is in jail. We got to bail him out. So subscribe to the Patreon. Look, I think we're tapped out. We're just fucking around at this point. On to the next one. We'll record the preview for SKC tonight or tomorrow night. That'll be up Friday morning. And then we'll be back again Saturday night. So if you don't subscribe to the YouTube, head over to youtube.com/@happyfootsadfoot. If you're watching this, I assume you're watching on YouTube. Maybe you're on Twitter. Go over there and hit subscribe and thumbs up. It helps a lot. We're back, baby. LAFC is back. I feel good. I'm so happy to be hanging out with everybody again. I'm glad you guys held down the fort and didn't mess up our polycule by doing an LAFC Gold stream without me.
Oh, no, we did.
Great. So he's the primary partner now.
Well, I think Vince and I are talking about maybe doing like a separate thing. Just like
our Lamar Hunt, who art in heaven, open be thy cup. Thy Kansas City come. Our will be done on BMO as it is in Seattle. Give us this day our daily trophy and forgive us our cup losses as we forgive those who cup lost against us, Philadelphia. And lead us not into Columbus, but deliver us from curses, which are now broken. Atuesta. Look, we love you guys. I love all of you, except for Darren and Vince, I guess, because we had a good thing going and they ruined it. But I'll see everyone soon, I guess. That's love, baby.